What's going on, guys? So finally made it to North Carolina, and as you can tell, the Airstream's back there. You might also tell that my wife wanted to change, so got rid of the beard. I'm kind of making a joke that I'm not going to shave until I get this thing done. So this might end up turning into like a castaway joke. 4 years later, my beard down to my belly button. I'm hoping that's not the case. But today's kind of just look around and figure out what I need, get some of my initial parts and whatnot figured out. The first thing I got to do is I got to get this roof sealed back up and watertight, obviously, before I start anything on the inside. So I already put the ladder up. First thing is going to be pretty much seeing what I'm working with. Let me take you guys up there so you can kind of take a look at what the top of an Airstream looks like. So obviously this air conditioner is dead. I have two brand new ones down in here. So I think what most likely is going to happen is I'm going to have replacing the ACs, putting one up front, one back here. This will turn into just a standard vent, because it's the same size 14 by 14 opening. That will probably end up staying there because we'll probably try to leave the bathroom in the same place it used to be. That antenna will come off. Figure out kind of where our best place is going to be to get as much solar on this as possible. And the one thing I'm going to do, because there's a couple leaks up here, is instead of getting Sikaflex, which is the sealant that's commonly used for these seams, I'm just going to go over everything with the Turn-A-Bond tape and kind of seal it up that way, because I just really like that stuff, and it's kind of a one and done. Now there is a couple spots that I will need to straighten out because there's a little bit of a dent up front that I'll fix because the interior skin's out. But for the most part, it looks pretty good up here. So, a lot of this stuff, like the vents, some will come out, some might stay. We'll kind of adjust that as we go. The boss is out.
Beautiful.
Different trailer, different husband.
I like it all. I'm into it.
So, got this AC pulled off. There's a cover. It's down in get the focus down over there. So, with these base plates, especially on Airstreams, obviously in a typical travel trailer, they're bolted from underneath, which there still is those brackets, but these ones also get riveted down on the corner, so we do have to draw out a couple rivets. My plan is obviously get this off, one of the new ACs up here and placed. Okay, so also with the 4 rivets, they also decided to glue this down pretty darn good. I'm not 100% sure. I've never installed one of those old Duotherms, so I don't know if this was actually this is factory from Airstream. So I'm gonna have to look into that. All right. So the hole's done and, prepped. The next unfortunate part is gonna be getting that new AC up here. So usually I put them on top of my truck and kind of flop them over, but unfortunately enough, with how this is sitting, I can't get my truck close enough because of the angle. It's too far of a gap. So I'm gonna have to carry this thing up the ladder. And these are the times where it would be nice to have an extra set of hands. But we'll get it. So you guys get to watch this entertaining view. again, just take your time. It's not fun. The biggest thing with these Airstreams, again, make sure you're putting your footing on the ribs and you'll be all right. Just take your time. So as you can tell, these are the reinforcement pieces I added to this back vent to support this air conditioner. So as you can tell, I have a piece of aluminum angle that is actually just wedged underneath here to kind of give that a little bit more of an edge. And then the same here. And then I have two pieces of angle that I put together to make, I think it's called a Z. I forget what the official term is. You can buy these exact pieces like what they have here. It's this little piece down and then over. I just could not find anywhere with that in stock. So instead of fighting to try to find that, I utilized two pieces of angle, made my own, and then I just riveted them together, as you can tell, just to make pretty much that same piece. I like to apply butyl tape to the underside of the fan instead of putting it down on the Airstream first, just because it's sometimes difficult to see, especially like this. This isn't going to line up perfectly with this existing hole, so I just like to cover all of these. Plus, butyl tape is like your second line of defense. It's not, in reality, your external die-core or turn-on tape, whatever you prefer to use, in reality should block all the water. The butyl tape's kind of as like the secondary seal almost, as I like to kind of refer to it. But again, you still just want to make sure that it covers all those holes, because then it's nice, because where the screws go through, it kind of pulls some down and through it to definitely seal those screw holes just by chance you have any water get through. This was the last of one of my rolls, and this stuff always ends up getting so stuck to itself in the toolbox, regardless of how much you try to put it back into its package. It just never travels well in the truck. Obviously, the most important part, make sure your hinge faces forward. All right, one more roof project done. Camera overheated, didn't realize it. Obviously beating sun, I didn't. So sorry that it's kind of a pretty big jump forward, but we got the fan mounted cover on. Obviously, as you can tell, I used turnabout tape to seal the top. Obviously you saw the butyl tape on the inside. And as for now, it's not going to get wired because the entire inside's still gutted. I'm just trying to get everything up top and on the roof weathered in, good to go, just before I put the inside skins in, just to make sure that it's dry. Using some of this just to clean the edge. It's kind of like brake cleaner sense, but we'll do the entire edge and the seams, and then we'll get the tape down. The only thing that's still left to do up on the roof is solar panels, which is pretty cool. We're hoping here in the next couple of weeks to be kind of getting a better idea as far as what we're going to be using, panel size, brackets and whatnot, because I'm actually hoping to get them riveted to the roof. So that's about it for up on the roof. So I'm pretty excited. It cleaned up really well. Both ACs are up, all the new Max Air fans are in, and it's one big project, checked off. As of now, there's 0 leaks on this, which is awesome. The only actual leaks we did have was from both ACs, or from the front AC it was leaking, and then the old Max Air fan that was up here was also leaking. Other than that, none of the rivets are showing any signs of leaking. The front and back seams weren't leaking at all, but I taped those anyway, just as precautionary measure. And that's awesome. But we're continuing on, moving along with projects. Here's a little sneak peek on the project I started after working on the roof. The floor came next, so we're just wrapping up these projects as fast as we can, trying to get in here. So until there, like and subscribe. If you have any other questions, concerns, things that you want to see as we build this out, leave comments down below. Until there, see you guys next week.